Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur, and you are tuned into the daily podcast to inspire you. We have a great show for you tonight, but before we get started, I do want to thank you for coming, and do want to ask you, if you're watching us, to grab your smartphone, point over the QR code like so on the phone app. You'll get my link tree as easy as that, and once you've done that, then you can get to my link tree and check out all my great content. And if you're not watching us, but you're listening to us like on an audio podcast, then be sure to go to believemeachieve.com for more of my inspiring, amazing creations. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, we start on a Saturday, we roll all the way through the week, and we finish up on a Friday. And we have a great master topic we'll get to in a minute. But whatever you choose to watch us, 10 to 9 at night, 10 to 9 in the morning, 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, whenever you watch. Thank you so much for making Inspirations for Your Life's motivational daily podcast part of your life. All right, let's get right into the master topic. Is everybody ready for this master topic? Here we go. Using robotic automation to increase profits. Series 2, Show 35, episode number 4. Wow, that's pretty amazing. We're in our second year, ladies and gentlemen. We're on our 35th show and the 4th episode of it. So that is really, really stellar. So let's get right into it. So we've been talking about RPA, robotic process automation, to increase profits. RPA, for short. And so when we think about RPA, RPA is not just thought of as robotics, but it's also thought of as software robotics too. As we said, you can have chatbots, you can have other different devices and software devices that can do a specific task, and then they can even report that task to something else. More specifics of RPA are things like document editing and signing, Java-centric bots, bot insights dashboards, so that one bot will communicate with another bot, like on the dashboard. So I think that's a really, really cool thing. And so when we think about other types of RPA, there's also pay-as-you-go. And that's basically robotics as a service, RAAS. And so thinking of robotics, I know everybody thinks of Terminator and they think of the movie, but let's think about robotics as a process automation, whether that uses motors, whether that uses cameras, sensors, or, it uses just software to be able to, let's say, poll users or query a database, search information, and then either extrapolate it, look up something else in another table, but most importantly, to save a monotonous task, which nobody wants to do. So I think that's a really, really cool thing, ladies and gentlemen, and that is RPA, robotic process automation, right? Is not new. It's been around for a while, but now people are starting to get, let's say, more on track with it. And so I will tell you that RPA has scared a lot of people because they think the country is going to be running by robots. But the truth of the matter is, RPA is nothing more than a way of automating a process. Let me give you an example. Let's say, you want to take, let's say, a whole bunch of, let's say, stuff that you have rendered from the mine, like when you're, mining for gold, and you just had to, shift that down and do that manually. It takes time. But if there was like a conveyor or there was a chute that would let it drop down quicker, that would be an example of RPA. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or elaborate. RPA can even be something as simple as, you go to get your car. at the valet. And before you go to get your car, you open the app and you choose your car, and they have it waiting for you, and they even ask if you want to provide a tip. Now, meanwhile, that has basically notified someone in, let's say, the car central for where the valets are, and someone has been dispatched to actually get your car. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Really cool. And so when we think about RPA, think about process automation. Let's say that you have 100 boxes you need to assemble. And to assemble those boxes would normally take you, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes a box. But with an automated process and a machine doing it, that box may be assembled within seconds. Pretty cool, right? I use the RPA example about the company I designed the system to help automate how their blades were getting sharpened so they wouldn't have a lot of waste on their blade lines. And not only did they not have a lot of waste, but we were able to make the tweaks like immediately, and there was very little waste, and it was consistent. So RPA is designed to streamline a process, to make it more efficient, and to give a heightened, if you will say, customer experience. So you might be asking, John, well, what's the pay-as-you-go model? Well, maybe there is money. What they'll do is they'll charge a fraction of that, and so now people can actually rent the software. Maybe it was software that was going to be able to check emails, and when it checked emails, it would be able to do something as simple as call the person back if they had a question about their order with an automated system. Or send them an email back letting them know that we appreciate their concern and we've checked the order status and it looks like the item did ship out yesterday and you should be receiving it tomorrow. I will double check to make sure that you do get it. Once I see that you've gotten it, I will go ahead and send you a confirmation. Otherwise, I will escalate to the next step to see what we need to do about replacing the item. So, RPA, robotic process automation, is nothing more than a method we use to automate something, but a process that we already have in place. Not something that we don't understand, right? And then we have, as we said, pay as you go. We talked about that. And how about integrating with assistants? So whether it's Siri, whether it's Alexa, or a variety of other assistants, Cortana, etc. And what if we were able to take this information, all right, and now we were able to, let's say, talk to Siri or Alexa or whatever, and now have the RPA relay back information to the API of these voice assistants so it can actually notify someone what's going on. I was actually at a place today, and I was walking outside, and as I got close to the building, a recording went off and said, "Please note, your activities are being recorded." I'm like, okay, thanks for letting me know. Now, that was very simple. All that was a motion detector, and then it just played a recording. But that's still a process, right? It's still a process. The process is check to see is someone within a certain close proximity of the area that we want to watch. If they are, then maybe make a double check and then go ahead and make an announcement. Now, this system that they had was interesting because I had made contact with the first point of the property and I heard this recording. Then I made contact with another point and it said again. So you're in close proximity of our property. So I think sometimes people go haywire with automation. They think that automation is going to be the be-all, end-all, when actually it's going to confuse people. It's going to frustrate people. So we want to make sure that when we're choosing automation, that we do it in a way that is, first of all, non-threatening. We do it in a way that is welcoming to the customer or to the end user. And if we don't do that, we're going to risk the fact of that customer maybe going somewhere else. So I'll give you a perfect example. There's a store, I believe it's Stop a Stop and Shop. And so Stop and Shop has its own robot. Did you know that? Yes. Stop and Shop has Marty. And Marty is the grocery store robot. And somebody said it's the look of what our future could be. So this robot basically is on the floor, okay, of the shopping store. And some people say, you know, I reside in a small town and now I visited this big town and suddenly I see this big robot. Some people find it very obtrusive. Prior to 2019, the Stop and Shop shopping experience was similar to that offered by any other large store chain. But when they rolled out this device at Stop and Shop, the giant gray aisle patrolling robots, at more than 200 stores in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and yes, New Jersey. Food shopping comes with an interesting level of anxiety and absurdity that he's always watching. And it's not a he. I know we have a name and we call him Marty and we would think he's male, but remember, robots don't have a gender. So even though we've named it Marty, it really doesn't have a gender. So each of the robots weighs about, 140 pounds, and they cost about $35,000. Strangely enough, the robots are named Marty. And atop of their tall frame, which towers over 5 feet, 3 inches, and there is a large pair of, let's call them googly eyes, okay? So that's pretty interesting. And you know, as to not come off as completely faceless, emotionless, lifeless bot, they did this. So if you're confused as to what this rolling mechanical column does, well, Marty also wears the following description on the body, like a name tag. This store is monitored by Marty for your safety, and I quote, Marty is an autonomous robot that uses image capturing technology to report spills, debris, and other potential hazards to store employees to improve your shopping experience. So Marty basically identifies hazards using its sensors. It stops in its tracks, changes its signature operating lights from blue to yellow, and repeatedly announces caution, hazard detected, in English and in Spanish. And one of the several catches to the existence, however, is that the robots don't actually clean anything. They just alert someone to go and clean the mess. Now, Marty was advertised as an aisle-sweeping superhero, but it's simply just a messenger that shouts, we have a problem, and is able to connect in with the store's public address system all wirelessly. Pretty neat. And so it just shouts about a problem until a human is able to come around and remove whatever mess or hazard there is. Upon learning this particular fact, some people heard the video shared that they're a little confused and that the supermarket has just gotten a robot and it's named Marty and it detects spills, but it doesn't clean them. And it just shouts to get people's attention. So it's really not doing much of anything besides getting in the way. And in some cases, the machines even create more work. So some people define this as shopping amidst a store stalker. Okay? There was a guy that basically was in the store, and then Marty yells out, "Clean up in aisle 2." Please, Marty's not even doing his job. And then one guy even says, "Marty, just leave me alone." And so some people think it's like a sci-fi. So other people have questions. Is Marty in, let's say, a Stop and Shop, a security device? Well, a former Stop and Shop employee, okay, who was disguised, said Marty the robot is not just for decoration. He holds more of what they call, and I quote unquote, a sinister purpose. It's grabbing all kinds of video. And yes, this former employee, we're going to call her Shantae, and that's not her name, claimed to have shared the real reason behind keeping Marty in the store. Allegedly, Marty's entire robotic frame contains cameras that help the store's security. She also said that Marty is there to keep an eye out on you up close. While she showed a snap of the robot, she demonstrated exactly where the cameras were and claimed, so while you are thinking it's a cute robot, the head of the security can see you looking at the machine from his phone. It's a lazy way of them, as she said, surveilling the place. Some people were convinced this former employee had confirmed everything they already knew about Marty. One user wrote, and I quote, "I knew it because it would be in places where there were no spills." A second admitted, "I never thought he was there to alert the employees of spills. I knew he was watching me steal expensive vegan cheese. I worked there for years, and Marty was the biggest waste of money," said a third person. So when asked for comment by Stop and Shop's Jennifer Brogan, she told The Sun, and I quote, "Marty the robot does not watch customers or conduct surveillance of any kind. In fact, Marty does not have video capabilities. Marty takes only still photography of our store floors as he monitors for spills and hazards to help keep the store environment safe." So a company would not spend $35,000 on just a device that did nothing. But the question is, what's the purpose? They had to hide what it really does. And the truth of the matter is, it's patrolling the aisles, and it is actually capturing data of people. I think if you're going to have a robot and do this, you need to be transparent up front with the shoppers. You shouldn't hide this from people. I don't know. A lot of people do not like Marty, including some of the senior citizens, because they feel that it's actually, I don't know, intrusive to them. In one particular store where they had complained, and the lady had been shopping there for years, well, suddenly, when she went back to the store, Marty was, let's just say, not there, or was in repair, or in state of a fact to be needing to be charged. So I think it's not the local store's choice of whether Marty is there or not. But is Marty a big waste? Yeah. Marty, the Stop and Shop robot, is a waste. And so, again, they wouldn't spend $35,000 on a robot to just tell us about spills. Seems kind of stupid. But now we know the true deal. And why they really put this in place. And I think it was to get an understanding of the store and what's going on. So it was basically for theft. And many people are even calling Marty an employee. It's obviously not an employee. But a lot of people don't like having Marty there. I remember being at a store, and I was picking up something, and Marty was right behind me, and I'm like, "May I help you?" And he just went on his merry way. I don't know. So that's an example of a technology that's being used, but the process is not clear to everyone. I gather that it's security. Don't get me wrong about that. But I feel that if it's going to be watching people, we need to tell people that this device monitors audio and video, right? I don't know. So I really have, let's say, a diminished level of respect for Stop and Shop that they shop. I'll call it's the Stop and Shop inventory robot, and this is a new robot they came out with. Um, this is kind of cool, and although it is different than Marty, this is a robot that actually is able to take inventory. So inventory, basic inventory robot in supermarkets. And it can inventory stores pretty quickly. The new one is called Tally. So Tally is the grocery store robot, and it could be coming to a ShopRite near you. So what Tally does, it's a self-management robot used in many grocery stores. And Wakefern Food Corporation, the parent company of ShopRite, had piloted Tally not too long ago in 20 ShopRite supermarkets in New Jersey before announcing the expansion of the technology throughout more of the supermarket stores. And I quote, standards. It has not yet been announced which additional ShopRite stores will feature the robot Tally. So Tally is considered to be the world's first technology-advanced inventory robot. It travels around the store while collecting shelf data to ensure products are stocked, shelved, and priced correctly. Pretty cool. Tally is being used in stores like BJ's, Wholesale Club, Giant Eagle, and there's many others. But the question is, how do people feel about this technology in the workplace? Or just in the store that they're shopping at? I don't know about you, but I don't think I necessarily want a robot right behind me. I know I was at one of the malls, I think it was Short Hills Mall, and there was this robot right beside me, and he was just kind of patrolling, but it was very eerie having that robot there. I mean, I was doing anything wrong, but I just didn't like the idea of this robot right there. I'd rather a person be there. So, I don't know. So these are some of the things we're looking at when we talk about RPA and RPA technology. Hey guys, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been an amazing privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Of course, go to BelievMeChief.com, click on the link to help keep your content free. Make the choice. Buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a scrumptious bowl of desserts. Either way, we're going to be grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower you to have an incredible life. All right, guys, keep staying with me as we got so much more to share about robotic process automation. And remember, my article is coming out soon to talk about Pizza HQ in New Jersey and how they actually make pizzas with RPA, robotic process automation technology. We'll see another show. So we'll see you on another.